This police unit is trying to box him in, but instead he just crashes into the tree, and away he goes. But let me widen out. I don't know how far this will take him. Yeah, he's basically cornered. Wow, look at this. Off the road and onto the freeway. Oh my gosh. So he is on the freeway, going wrong side of the road here on the 91 freeway, going eastbound in the westbound lanes. This car is smoking. I pray to God that the vehicles that are coming in his direction see this car coming at them and they're able to stop before we see a collision.
All right, just a little hype you up audio. You wanted a different one? You wanted, I think you guys wanted this one. Oh, no. Can't find it.
Is that correct?
Did the defendant find out how the FBI finds people in this case?
Oh, she found out.
There you go. You got that one as well. All right. Welcome back to the Court of Public Opinion. I am the recovery addict. Thank you very much. We're anticipating having an interview here in a few minutes with Andrea, who has never done this before and doesn't understand GoFundMe and is probably her first introduction to something we call LawTube or LawTube adjacents. And we are super, super excited to be able to introduce her, especially with this type of introduction, because I think most people, when they first discover LawTube, discovered that it's this good. And I love that that's what she got, that's her intro. I have with me off screen to my right, Mrs. R.A., who will be chiming in and kicking me as appropriate if I say something wrong.
Hopefully very few kicks.
0 kicks given. So far, none. We're good. But let's see where we are. We have...
lots of people are saying that they cannot sit.
You can't sit. I just fixed it.
There's a lawsuit.
It's delayed when I do StreamYard. So everything's a little slow. We're going to post the link one more time. Shame on me. I apologize. This link that we're posting.
I saw a chicken fight.
Have them send someone with
Your small
more
picture is
experience.
blurred. I will fix it here in just a second. My hair is a little messed up too. Let's see. Where'd it go? There it is. Nope, I missed it completely. Pin the link. Pin message. All right. And live chat.
When are we going to break for lunch, Judge?
There we go. Jen says, recovery addict, how do you stream normally without StreamYard? I use all this equipment. Oh, you saw it's No Pants Friday. I'm wearing shorts, guys. I'm wearing shorts. I use all this equipment, specifically this piece right here. This is a switcher. This is an 8-port HDMI hardware switcher and encoder.
Sent me a video of roaches fighting. I don't know who won.
I don't know
I
who
was
won.
kickback, taking it easy.
Mm-hmm. This encoder, it takes whatever signals are put in, and I can mix them around and put them on different places on the screen, like my face right there. All these buttons over here, it controls that and makes it easier to use. That's all it does. But I can take that. I can take things. I can move me around or whatever I want to do. I can have multiple cameras on screen, like this,
Is that correct?
and move things around however we want to do it.
Someone with more experience.
Send someone with more experience. Let's see where we're at. Let's go back to camera 1 really quickly. We'll leave that one up for right now. Anyway, I can do all that with that switcher, and it also connects directly to the internet. All these computers could be turned off, and this would still send a signal to the internet. So that's how I stream without StreamYard.
Okay, I have a question that I've actually been wondering about for like a year. It's just been sitting on my mind, and I haven't felt like I could say anything because it's your show and you get to decide how you want the layout to be and everything. But I've got everybody here. How many people are watching? How many people are here with us right now?
500.
Okay, 500 people. Chime in here. Do you feel like Scott's head should be just a little bigger? Let me say that a different way. That sounded bad. That's not how I meant that. No. What I mean is that little...
People are like, no, actually, it needs to. He's sort of got a big head.
No, I'm saying that little picture of him down in the corner just feels too small. And I love the background stuff. I love seeing all the things, but can we get you bigger as well? Can we do both? Is that possible? Am I the only one who wants that?
Hang on. Lisa said it best.
No.
No.
All right.
Oh, I need to put it on screen. Sorry. I don't know who won the internet today. I apologize. I don't know who was first. We have to give the internet to someone. But there's a reason to this. It's perfect right now. Yeah, there's a reason for this size.
Everybody else is like, nah, leave it like that.
I want to be able to be seen.
I vote smaller.
Vote small.
Easy.
He's like, I actually prefer when he does this, and he's just gone. This is my favorite.
Okay, so this cracks me up a little bit because our daughter. Oh, I don't know what I
There's
just
a
did
spring
there.
inside
Sorry.
there. You're okay.
Okay. Our daughter, we were discussing all the things that need to be done in the house, and we were discussing about how we were going to get them all accomplished. And she said, "Well, I have an idea. Dad should just stream the court cases without him there at all." I said, "Well, no. I mean, that's kind of the value that he brings." And she goes, "Okay, well, he could just have like a picture of his face stuck on the screen, and then they wouldn't even know. It'd be basically the same."
Clearly, the added value and commentary I provide has been lost on my daughter. So
she's like, "What's the point of that?"
But in her defense, she often walks into the studio and looks over, and I'm sitting here just looking at the TV. And she's like, "Oh, Dad's working. He just sits there and looks pretty." And so in her head, she's like, "Well, just get a cardboard cutout, stick it in the chair, and then Dad could come with us to the park, and we could go."
Yeah.
You know,
Oh
go on
no, she didn't have
vacation.
anything fun for you. She was like, he could fix the bathroom, he could
Oh,
get on the
nice.
roof.
Yes. Yeah, it's awesome. I can sleep through it as well, which is
Yes.
there's lots of
And
benefits. there,
sometimes do.
but it's funny. Adam says I made a printout of RA. If anyone needs one, thank you.
Nice. That's a little creepy, Adam.
RA posted my typo comment. Holly Mac, fun fact. I look for typos and I try to get them on screen as soon as possible before people delete them. It's a little game I play. And when I see a typo, it's like a challenge to get it posted on screen before they're deleted.
Are you serious? Do you really do that? Oh
yes,
my gosh,
I've
that's
never told anyone
hilarious.
till now. But
You're like that office worker who does the little thing to bug people.
we've got a relative.
Who?
I probably shouldn't say this. We've got a relative that likes to do little tiny things.
Oh, he's like the poke and prodder guy. He's just constantly
He's the
bugging
funniest
people.
guy. Very, very deadpan, very quiet. But he's the guy who will come up and make a one of those paper swan crane things out of a gum wrapper and set it in your hair with no reason, or in a complete stranger's hair.
Yeah.
And do it without getting caught, and then just turn and walk away.
I thought it was really funny for about 5 years. I'm like, I'm done with
Then
that
you
now.
found one in your hair. And you're like, this is not.
It's not funny anymore.
Yeah, that's great.
Or I burned the popcorn in our break room. That was you.
There we go. Let's see. Red Pen now knows why I almost never highlight her articles, her types, because she doesn't make any typos.
Now people, you've given them the code.
I know. I have to change my game now. Let's see. I can't see everything all at once here on this setup. I love StreamYard, and I also hate it for different reasons. Hate the part is because they doubled their prices without.
They did?
Yeah. They're like, guess what? Lucky you. It's now $100 a month, and it's going to be the same. Like, really?
Wow, that's
So
some
pitch that
excellent
to me one more
business.
time. Behind Rudy's Fairing, welcome to the gallery. Great to have you here. Congratulations on that, the Green Courthouse. Appreciate that. We're almost to 11,000. It's crazy. It is absolutely
That's awesome.
crazy how this is going. I forget which one I'm a tad blurry. If I can hold still and focus. Well, you know what the problem is? I'm at a f1.4 for those of you that understand cameras. Let me change it here to about a f3.2. That should be a lot better. Plus StreamYard. StreamYard makes it a little bit blurry.
You saying focus just reminded me. I don't know if you remember this, but we watched the movie Invictus several years ago.
Focus.
Yeah, but he says it with an Australian accent.
Yeah,
And so when
has more you and
he
focus
yelled
than
it, I was like,
focus.
"What?" And then it took me a second. I was like, "Oh, he said focus."
What kind of show did you get here?
I
Mrs.
know.
Riley?
I was like, "What the heck are we watching?"
Jamie C, I can't read or write, she says. I can read it just fine. That's my sort of language. Beach Lover also new to the gallery. This is month 3, I think. Welcome to the gallery. No. 5 months, Beach Lover. Five. I just did the math. Congratulations.
Vicky's right. It was South African.
South Africa.
It's the accent.
But you know what he sounds like.
And also
Doesn't matter what country you're from. It's like that. I know what I heard, and it wasn't focus.
He was faking the accent. So really, was it South African?
Let's see.
It was better when you were blurry. Whew. People are spicy today.
Who?
Oh,
Where's
who do you
timeouts?
think?
Adam. Lisa says you two should have comedy shows, or shouldn't have comedy shows. One of the two.
You should definitely not.
I think
Please
both
stop.
might be argued successfully in this environment.
Very effectively.
I think you need to change your ISO up to 52,600. Bradley,
Stop speaking in
I've
numbers.
It is grainy right here, but it's grainy because the camera back here is a GoPro, and it's a GoPro Hero 8, which is like 7-year-old camera, and it's just not as good. Before the interview, can I give a recap? I can. I don't know when she's joined. I've sent her the link. She said she's going to be driving till 5.
I hope she takes a couple minutes and just relaxes. It's so tough to go right from driving to being on an interview. I don't know. I've never done that, but it sounds like it would be hard.
Yeah. All right. Vicky Mack, hello, welcome. Good to have you here.
So I thought it was interesting that Judge Simpson was making some comments about, do you understand the terminology that I'm using? That we're just trying to get you out of this lease right now. We're not trying to catch you up so that you can continue living there. But he used terms that I have never heard. I don't know what he was talking about. And I just felt so bad for Hailey that she's standing there thinking, I don't know what she's thinking, but if it were me, I'd be thinking, I don't want to look stupid. And yet I don't know what you're saying.
A lot of times people go to court, especially in courts where they're brand new. I mean, we're not talking about people who have like a long rap sheet that understand the process, but people the first time they're in court, they think that they're there and they bring all their paperwork to make their argument. And it's like, no, that is months down the road when and or if you get to that point. And so oftentimes people will come in and just try to address everything all at once in the court saying, wait, this is the only thing in front of us is this one issue. So don't tell me, I don't need all that other stuff. And so the judge was really good in helping her understand that. The Millionaire says, I was still wondering about your docked cruise vacation. It's a great business idea. What did you think? Did you listen to our prank call today? The cruise?
Oh, yeah, because I thought that you're talking about the guy that was like, I'm a criminal too.
Yes, him.
Yeah, that guy. I heard that one.
They offered me a cruise and I told them I was afraid of deep water. And
which is funny because I kind of am. I'm like, run with that one.
That's where I got the idea.
Are you serious?
And I asked him if he would, if I could buy a cruise on a cruise line where they just like hug the shore, so I don't ever go out in deep water.
I don't want to go whaling. Let's just keep it kind of close.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was probably our longest call. But I think you were right. Yeah, you were on the end because you said you thought the guy he transferred me to was himself.
Yeah, because I went back and I listened just to the tonality of his voice instead of, and I kind of got caught on the accent changed and really the pacing changed. And so I thought, new guy. But when I went back and listened, I was like, I don't know. I think that might be the same voice.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. That was one of our better calls today. We had a good one. Did you hear the music today? Did you hear Matthew's?
No, I heard that start and then I took reports from the kids. So
okay, we might play that after the interview. I don't want to
change the tone.
Yeah, she's like, oh wait, that's going on. I don't want to be there.
What kind of a channel is this?
You need to replay the call. I think I need to make that into a short. We might have to do that. But yeah, I asked for a land. I tried to go for a land cruise, and I said it, and then I sort of backed away from it because I didn't want him to give up on me already. But eventually, the second time I asked him what he was in for, and he acknowledged, he gave his prison ID number.
Yeah.
Which
I was
still
waiting to
need
hear him
look
say
up.
24601, but he didn't.
Yeah. But yeah, that was funny. Did 10 years though, he said.
I think he's full of it. I don't think he was.
I don't know. The way he rattled off that number, I think that was actually true.
Oh, maybe.
I like being here watching Court with RA, says Richard Chambers, and also use time to read. I was wondering if Mrs. RA may think about my current book count. It's normal, 151 or not. Your current book count, you're currently reading 151 books?
Well, at a time?
That's about normal for Mrs. RA.
That is not normal. You scroll up. I can't see the thing.
Yes. Mathis, we're going to upload this. You can't see your chat, can you?
Mm-mm. Well, I can if it gets up above the. I can only see it if it gets higher than the top of the laptop because I'm blocked.
Short.
Height challenged.
Vertically challenged. Yes. That's the term for short. Thal says yes, make it short. We might do that. We might have to put that together. All right. I'm gonna text here, Andrea here, see what's happening.
So let me tell you guys what impresses me so much about Andrea is I'm sure exactly what you guys all think too, but Scott's busy. So I love the fact that she took somebody who had a need that came into her sphere of influence and she just stayed with her, that in a time when really it would be reasonable to be able to say, well, they broke up and I'm still with my son and she was a good person, but that was too heavy and I don't want to deal with that. That would have been a reasonable way to approach that, but she stayed right with her and helped her through this. And I don't know what her personal story is. It sounds like it was a very difficult thing just all by itself, but I'm just so impressed that she showed up and kept showing up through a very long and arduous experience. That a lot of times it's easy to show up in like the really tense moment, and it's really hard to keep showing up over the long-term slow slog of healing. And it looks like she did both. And that just really, really impresses me.
I'm going to switch my cameras around a little bit so I'm on the full screen because it'll make a little more sense for her when she joins. Andrea seems like an amazing, incredible human. We need more people in the world like her. I agree.
I think we might actually have more people in the world like her that we just don't know about. That this kind of stuff, part of what makes it so awesome is that often it happens without fanfare. And this only became a part of our awareness because of Judge Simpson has it online and GoFundMe, and I love that it is a part of this group and that you guys are so incredibly generous. But I think that I'm hoping there are just lots and lots of people out there doing that quietly that we never hear about, but they are still making huge differences because they're doing it one-on-one.
The Red Pen says Scott's head is big now. Is that better?
That's all I wanted, guys. I wanted to have a bigger head.
We're $8 away from 11K. Just awesome.
It is amazing.
Isn't there a button I can push on a Mac? What's the key combination to refresh? Is it?
I don't know that one.
It's F5 on a PC, but I don't have the refresh button. Somebody teach me how to use my computer. That would be great. I can find the mouse button and that'll work.
Aaron says, I cried so many tears for Hailey today. Yes, as I was watching that, it really does. For me, it was really hard watching her as the judge was saying, do you have somewhere to go? And having her disclose through her silence that no, she doesn't. And not just in the immediate future, but she has no long-term options. And I just feel like, oh my gosh, this girl needs so much more than she has to work with right now. So it's very meaningful to be able to help her out and give her some options, give her some breathing room.
Command R does work. Thank you. Thank you for everyone who's teaching me. Jim Bob says turn it off and on again, but Command R also works. Okay.
We'll see you guys in a little bit. We got to hit power.
Okay, that's from Amber. Amber is working with Hailey and Andrea to help put an update on the for them, because they literally this is brand new. It didn't work up until a couple of hours ago for them. They don't know how it would work. They were hoping it would work, and now it worked, and now they don't know what to do. So Amber's helping out there, which is just great. So hopefully we'll get an update, which you guys will get to see on. I'm not going to read it to you here because Amber's work. They've asked for Amber's help on this one. It just passed 11,000.
That's so awesome. That's so awesome.
All right, I'm watching to see if she connects. Hope we don't have miscommunication here.
Yeah. I can only see part of this comment, but her energy was such that it seemed like she felt worthless, and that's not right or fair. Bless her. I'm happy that she will feel true hope today. Yeah, I think when you go through something that is long and heavy like this, it is really easy to lose hope and lose sight of any sort of forward progress at all. It's like, the judge was like, what are you going to do next? It's like, I literally have no idea. I don't know. I don't have the ability to make decisions because I'm all up in my amygdala. My prefrontal cortex is not engaged. I'm having a really hard time with this right now. And that's normal. That's what you do when you're in fight or flight. And something as long and as traumatic as this, I'm really impressed with how well Hailey has handled things so well. I'm impressed with Andrea helping her out so long. And I'm so impressed with all of you for giving help so that it can stop being this immediate crisis and take a breath and make a decision instead of constantly having to react to bad stuff that keeps flying at your head. That's it, Scott. That's all I've got. You've got to be done texting now.
No, I was listening. I'm like, I'm going to stop typing and just listen. She's so.
You can't do that.
I did notice that Adam got timed out by Amber.
Adam, I'm not laughing at you. I'm totally laughing at you.
For those that missed the comment, Adam said, I take back most of the bad things I've said about Amber. Yeah, I would have timed you up too. Vicky, a quick recap. We're looking forward to an interview right now with a woman who was just barely on Judge Cedric's feed this afternoon. But it was not her day in court. It was her son's ex-girlfriend's day in court. We've got Andrea, we're texting back and forth. And thank you once again, Amber, Clipson's Vixen, for helping make this connection. Amber got me her phone number before she was even done with court, which is
just
impressive.
amazing.
But Hailey was in court. She's the one who's on the screen there. This is her GoFundMe. This morning, Hailey, I believe some people say it had $5. I saw it at $103. Had a GoFundMe asking for help because she's just in a world upside down, and just needed help financially. She's 20 years old. She lost her mom and 3 another half siblings, but I say siblings because siblings are siblings. But she lost those to a homicide. Her stepdad was the responsible party in that one. Her dad had died a couple months previously, and she was on survivor's benefits. And that's how she was paying for her apartment. Well, she shows up in Cedric Simpson's court today because first of all, it was landlord tenant day. And so she shows up because she owed about $4,000 in back rent. And because it's now October, congratulations, new month. Guess what? Another couple thousand gets added to that. So she owed about $6,800 in rent. And she has no money and no way to pay it. The survivor benefits had stopped when she turned 20, not when she turned 21, as she thought. And she was just upside down and just wanted out and was just drowning in debt and had nobody really to help except for her ex-boyfriend's mom. We're going to talk to Andrea here tonight. That's the plan. So we're hoping that she arrives home in just a few minutes. She was driving until 5 o'clock. So
Andrea is the ex-boyfriend's mom.
Yes, we have Hailey's information as well, but I'm not going to make her come on unless she's up to it. But when we heard this in court, and Judge Simpson heard this, and he was doing everything he could to help Hailey and Hailey's, and there's not a lot he could do. He's stuck between a rock and a hard place. There's a contract, there's a lease, there's owed money. The landlord is in the right. It's hard and it hurts, but there's very little he could do, and he was doing all he could. And Hailey was breaking down. Just, you can tell she's just emotionally spent on this.
Yeah.
And during that moment, the YouTubers contacted the lawyer for the landlord.
The prosecutor.
Well,
or no, what do they call it? The plaintiff?
Yeah. The person who was literally suing her for the money.
Who is in tears at the moment.
She's crying. She's like a handful of tissue. But they contacted her and said, we're YouTube fans of Judge Simpson. We'd like to help. Can they do a GoFundMe or something? Just tell us how we can help. And so she's like, this is weird. I can't advocate for her because I'm the shade tree lawyer. But Judge, I've got these emails. They want to GoFundMe. Your people are good and they want to support her.
So at what point, the timeline sort of breaks down for me right there. At what point did we connect the idea that, hey, we'd like to help with the GoFundMe that already existed?
We were searching for it, and it didn't have her name. It was not easy to find. There were a lot of Hailey's. There are a lot of Hailey Salisbury's stuff out there that we were going through. Eventually, I don't know who it was in chat that found it or said, search for this. We searched for Empower Hailey to Build a New Future. And Andrea, who we hope to be speaking to soon, had set this up last week after being in court and supporting her on Zoom and just saying, look, she needs help. And Andrea couldn't help. She's not in a spot where she could do anything. And so she put up this GoFundMe, and it basically fizzled and went nowhere. But as soon as we saw that and did some verification and checking and saw the dates and everything matched up, I said, I'm confident this is right. I put it out on Twitter. We asked you guys to take a look and verify, and Amber and everybody went to it and said, yes, this is good. It's verified on GoFundMe. And the ball just started rolling, and then it just exploded. And it just, and now, as you see here, it's over $11,000 from being, right around $100 when she walked into court. And most of that happened while she was in court. So she got out of court with nearly the full amount that she owed covered. And then since then, it's just been growing. We've also asked people to share this with news media, and it seems that Andrea's phone is blowing up, and I'm hoping that doesn't cause problems with our interview, as now lots of people are reaching out to her. Hopefully news media as well that will carry this story and take it to the next step, because yes, this gets Hailey out from under just a situation that she could not get out from on her own. But it still leaves her, with water up to her chin, and she's treading water. And as this gets more wings and spreads out a little bit and gets to a broader audience, then you'll find that this can grow quite a bit, and it can really help her out. No, she's not a millionaire. That's not what will happen. But you've got to have a soft space in your heart for somebody who, at the age of 18, lost half their family to a murderer.
Yeah. Has she even? This is a side thing, but have they had that court case? Has she faced that part of her experience?
Yes, I think he took a no contest plea, so it wasn't a trial.
Oh, okay.
Which is good. Trials can be
horrible,
painful for family.
Yeah.
So crazy here. Amber, are you able to help? Sort of. I'm not sure if I've been clear or she's clear. I was going to send a quick message to her.
Okay, but every time you type, I feel like I need to talk. Okay. I have nothing to say. Yeah, there was no trial. I think that's really wonderful for her that she does not need one more thing to have to deal with. Even if she's not directly involved in it, it would be emotionally challenging to know what was going on in the world somewhere and just have that extra emotional space taken up. So I'm glad she didn't have to deal with that. What an amazing miracle. Yeah, I think it is an amazing miracle because very few of us can save anybody to the degree that they need saving. But if we all gather together, then it really can make a big difference. And I'm not going to lie and say, oh, wow, now she's super rich. But man, just get the get the monkey off the back. Get to the place where you can breathe a little bit and make a good decision. That really is a miracle that everybody was a part of. That's pretty awesome.
Thank you. I'm still typing though.
I know. I'm trying to see. I hope they see it. I was thinking of Rob and Ian and their audience size. I jumped in the middle of a conversation there.
Some people are sharing with some of the big LawTube channels to see if they want to be involved or be able to share this in their networks, and maybe just sending out a retweet or something is would be huge.
Talk slower. This is my speed. Somebody was mentioning that my mic is too hot. Is that still the case?
That's because I was too quiet and I turned it up.
Oh,
Try
gotcha.
now you're too quiet. Okay, there you go.
Read some scripture. Your voice is perfect. Am I being chastised? Go read some scriptures. We can't save everyone, but sometimes we can save someone. Yeah, and I think that everyone together can help save people. Like I said, it's just too hard to bail out somebody. One person helping somebody else, it'll sink both. Like I think maybe Andrea is feeling a little bit of that, but a whole lot of people helping, that becomes doable.
Okay. All right. It's like the starfish story.
Yes, exactly.
All right. I'm making sure I've got the right things on my screen.
Ashley asked, was she in the house when this happened? I wondered that too, just because of what Scott does for a living. I thought, is that what this trial's about? I don't know the answer to that, but I doubt it.
I don't know the details of that one. The children that were the victims were much younger than her. There's a big age difference. I think she's pretty much right at that age where she's out of the house when that happened. Although I think she still lived there. That's not something we'll go into.
Special K says, and man, does it feel good when you help others. It just really does.
Yes. It's beautiful. It's wonderful.
Yeah.
I can't have that up on the screen because it confuses me because I think it's StreamYard and then it's just wild.
I shared the GoFundMe link on X. That's awesome. The more people who know about it, the better.
Holly Mac, appreciate that. Let's see.
Ooh.
Yeah, there's some rough facts on this one.
Which really is quite impressive how well she's holding it. I don't know. I don't want to say she's holding it together because that puts so much expectation that's the goal. I think you don't have to hold it together. You can fall apart. That's okay. That's an appropriate way to respond to something like that. But I am impressed that she's trying. You know, she is putting in effort to try to take the next step. And that is impressive. And again, you don't have to be doing it perfectly. You don't have to know the next steps. You don't have to, it probably feels like you do because they're saying, hey, we want your money right now. But the fact is, it's okay to not. It is okay to be in this situation and say, I truly, truly do not know what the next step is. And it's very powerful to have a lot of people step in and say, from our life experience, we know that this is tough. And we're just going to give you a little breathing room until you are better able to handle the situation, just to make the next decision, not to be some sort of public speaker for everything. I mean, I just think it's unreasonable to ask her to do anything more. I don't think anybody is, but
I don't know who this call is. Hang on just one second. I'll take it off the air.
Okay. Did I get muted? Nope. Okay. I'm just saying, no, I don't know what I'm saying. Oh, it's gone. That's brain gone, derailed. Back to you.
Okay, sorry about that. Let's see. We've got a phone call. Is this Donnie? Yeah. Donnie, what's up?
Yes. I was just going to get it to 15,000 and I'd be happy.
15.
I'm seeing now that it's not live. You just put it to your ear?
Well, it's live now. There's a little delay because we're going through StreamYard. You're live. So don't say anything I wouldn't say.
I just want to get it. No. I just want to get it to 15 grand. And I think everybody will be happy. Hi, Miss Ari. How are you doing? I'm Donnie.
Good. Hey, Donnie. Pleased to meet you.
Pleasure to meet you. All right, let me go. I usually pop in like this very abruptly and very rudely. I'm very sorry.
Yes. Yes, he does.
That's his identity.
Leaves just as abruptly. So
that guy must be amazing at family reunions.
He's-
Okay, it's over. Goodbye.
I kid you not. He's his profession. He's a comedian.
Are you
Yeah,
serious?
he's a comedian.
Oh, that's awesome.
He's really good. All right. Mrs. Ari has definitely heard about Donnie. We love Donnie. All right. I just talked to Andrea. She's going to be about 5 minutes. So I'm going to do a quick call beforehand, just so she knows.
We're real people.
Yeah.
She's got to wonder a little bit.
Yeah. Love when Donnie calls. I love that Karen puts up with Donnie calling.
Who's Karen?
Karen is Donnie's significant other, I believe. That's my understanding anyway. Donnie, correct me if I'm wrong. I might have just married you off to somebody you haven't known.
And now, as our matchmaking service.
That's my understanding. So if I'm wrong, I apologize.
Maybe you're just prophetic. You don't know. Could happen.
Yeah, let's see. Okay, so give me just a minute. We're working on an update for hang on one second.
Karen controls the credit cards. Got it. Roles have been established.
Okay, I'm trying to find. Mary Kay says, coming to the end of my life. This makes my heart happy. Many blessings to everyone. Mary Kay, thank you for sharing. You have so much to give. That is awesome. Just your kindness, your generosity, everything. That is inspiring.
And I love that too, that with all of your life experience, you can declare this is what makes your heart happy. Yeah. This is what matters.
Of all the ways the world will tell you to find happiness in life, being able to find true happiness is just awesome. That's really cool. Okay. I lost it here. Just one second.
I love that. We are all virtually wrapping our arms around Hailey and Andrea. And that's what I feel. I feel like there's just a whole bunch of people here who are saying, like, I don't know if you guys felt this, but when Hailey was up there and talking to the judge and she's standing all alone, I'm like, oh, for crying out loud, somebody give that girl a hug. And she's just so alone. And I love that the bailiff, is that what they're called? The bailiff brought her tissues.
You call them other things, but bailiff is the official term.
I think that's the real term. But that he did what he could. But by the same token, I just felt like that girl just needs somebody to say, this is going to end. It is not always going to be like this. Yeah. This sucks for a moment, but it will not always feel like this. And then to feel all of you do that in a very real, very honest way, right? It's really nice to say, oh, we love you, which we do, of course. But right now, it's the dollar bills that are really needed. And then you guys showed up in a very real, very helpful way. And I love that. I do feel like that is everybody wrapping their arms around somebody who just needs the love. That's awesome.
Really, really cool. Let's see. I'm getting so many messages. I apologize. I might have to put the phone on do not disturb once we connect with her.
What? That phone comes with a do not disturb feature?
If you knew that, you would have got one a long time ago. Is that what I'm hearing?
I know it would always be on.
You can have a do not disturb as long as the find my phone is turned on, so I know where you are.
I got chewed out by our son today. I was a wee bit late picking him up at work, and because I was running by getting all the stuff for our projects.
You tell him you could walk home?
I should have, actually. He was like, Mom, I need you to have a phone so that I knew you were coming. I was like, well, you could have known since I've always done it before. But he's 17. It's fine. It's fine.
Kaylee, thank you very much for the super sticker. I love it. It looks awesome. Let's see. Man, my phone is blowing up. Every time I type to Andrea, I make a major typo. She said, hey, I'll call you in 5 minutes. And I said, that is perfectly.
She's going, great.
It's like, good. It's one of those guys.
A little late in the day.
Yeah. We're excited. We'll have her on here in just a minute. We're going to call first just to walk through so she understands. This is her first time. Okay, first of all, be really nice to her. This is her first time probably on YouTube.
Yes, because
it's
your
her first
people are
time
mean.
Experiencing LawTube. She just got out of court today.
She's got to be tired.
Yeah.
And the father of her son, whatever their current relationship is, he had a funeral, or he's going to tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's big.
Yeah, it's huge. Scent Bunny, if you can figure out how to do this, I would love to get the answer, what the secret is.
I don't know, but I tell you, the teenage children that are ours make it their daily mission. They harangue me often.
Yeah.
I think they think that it's a domino effect. If I get one, I'll let them have one.
It opens the floodgates once the phones are
Right.
being purchased. The phone comes with a do not disturb function called
Hammer. It's permanent.
It works. I tell you, it works.
You know what our child said to me today? He was like, "Mom, I need you to talk about Reese's Pieces with the iPad near you." I was like, "Why?" He goes, "Because then you will get ads for Reese's Pieces, and the odds of you buying them will go up."
He's figured it out.
Oh, our children are smart.
My sink is off. I don't know why. Hang on one second.
For just a second, I pictured a kitchen sink. I'm like, what? How do you even know that?
Like my audio. Hope this doesn't break my audio. I don't want to do it.
You don't want to fix the sink?
Last time I adjusted the delay on my audio. Let's see.
I just heard that over the mic.
I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna take it to 7. Oh, that's terrible. Oh no. I can't do this because it's delayed in my head.
What?
Are you hearing that?
What?
Do you hear the delay?
No.
Oh, it's just me. Okay. This is her. Can you talk for just a minute?
Okay. Let me just verify with everybody here. Do you hear a delay? Or do you see a delay with Scott when he was talking? Did his mouth go at a different time than when you heard it? Okay, so he officially has her on the phone right now, and he's just talking with her. It's happening. No delay here, no delay. Okay, good. All right, I don't know why he thought he had a delay, but I didn't see it. Okay, awesome. Now I need you guys to give me something to work with. So please type in an excellent prompt that I will be able to use until he's available to talk. Tell us your chili recipe. I Googled chili and it said, here's a homemade recipe, and I used it. Just relax. He gets nervous enough. He's a perfectionist. We're talking about Scott. He's often a perfectionist in a lot of different things. We made movies long before we did this, and every time we would work on the editing of the movies, I would get to a point where I was like, and that's close enough because people can't tell if I'm off by 1 frame out of 30. It's fine. And Scott would say, no, you cannot be off by a frame. Are you kidding me? And he would work it until it was absolutely perfect. So yeah, he is a little bit of a perfectionist in this area. Baking, Mrs. Ray. I haven't baked in a while. I did make bread the other day. What is your family's favorite dish? These are really good prompts, and it's just showing that I don't know very much about my family. Probably the unhealthy stuff. They like the cookies and the cinnamon rolls, and they like the Christmas time things. Peanut butter bars. That's one of their absolute favorite things. There's like no cooking. Like you actually do not cook that. It's cold stuff that you put together, but they do love it. But he's so humble and kid-like. Yeah, he is. He's a good guy. I don't have a chili recipe to share. I will say that it used black beans, and I adapted it a little bit. I threw in some corn, and so I don't know if that's officially chili or almost a stew. I don't know. But it just used like chili spices, oregano, paprika, red chili peppers. I don't know, just the usual stuff. Do you watch much TV? Do the kids? We do not have a TV. However, we do have an iPad. We have 2 iPads that we can use to, watch Amazon Prime movies or whatever. And it just depends. The more depressed I am, the more I watch. and the more depressed I am, the more I let the kids watch. It's a thing. We work through it. It's fine. I always use corn in mine. Oh, good. So maybe it was still chili. If it has chili powder and cumin, it's chili to me. It did have cumin, and it took me a minute to find my cumin. And my garlic, I'm not sure what happened to the garlic. I think too long in a southern area, so I had to break it up a little bit. I was like, oh, it's one solid mass. That's awesome. How many bowls does Ari get out of one ice cream container? I'm gonna pretend I didn't read that one. Sounds like taco soup to me. Yes, it's very similar to taco soup, and yeah, it did. It had some tomatoes, some diced tomatoes in there. I don't think I put any other types of tomatoes in there. Andrea posted an update to on the GoFundMe page. Sweet. I admire you not having a TV. Too many kids watch TV these days. Do they? Is that still a thing? Because I almost feel like it's more YouTube or just the instant, short little video clips that they watch. So I don't know. Maybe it is still a thing that kids watch TV, but we've never had a TV the whole time we were married. Oh, this guy's telling me to be quiet. I guess I could whisper to you guys because I do have a microphone. Yeah, you're saying he doesn't use a bowl. Again, I'm going to pretend I didn't read that one. New goal is 15K. Is that they set the new goal or we just personally would like to reach 15K? Yeah, I think they're more on YouTube. Definitely YouTube is one of my downfalls, that I spend too much time on YouTube. I have teenager. No one watches TV anymore. Yeah, that's what I think, that it's not really a thing anymore. ASMR with Mrs. Ari. Sorry, apparently I'm too loud. Very interesting. Why no TV? Because it is my Achilles heel. Because I would just watch it all the time, and I just found that I cannot do things in my life if I have that kicking around. So we got rid of it so that I could actually accomplish something. Sorry, I am talking so loudly that it's throwing off Scott right now. Donnie wants 15K. I like it, Donnie. I'm all for that. Oh, they set the new goal. Okay, that's awesome. I don't know very much about the goal setting, but I feel like it's not a good idea to change the goal because then you have to hit that goal before they'll pay out. But maybe I'm wrong on that. I don't know. What did I say wrong? That made me laugh out loud. All the same letters. I don't know what I said wrong. Woohoo! Almost to 12K. You don't have a TV? We do not. We don't have a TV, but apparently nobody else really has a TV anymore anyway. We're not cool anymore. We're not different anymore. All I watch is Dateline and movies. Yeah, movies are my thing. Or people will see the goal reached and stop donating. Yeah, that's true. That would be the downside of having a local, that they feel like we did it. I love to watch Ari on my TV, so I'd miss my TV. That's cool. This is the best Friday story. I agree. I don't know if you guys remember, if you guys were even here when Scott first started this channel, that he did Friday, or no, I think he did it on Saturdays, where we tried to do a reset and talk about positive, good stories on that day to try to emotionally recharge after doing the hard work. I mean, you know what I'm saying, that emotionally it's difficult to watch trials. And so Saturdays he tried to come up with those good feelings again. So this has been really a very natural version of that. Can you gently suggest getting help to handle her finances? Probably not. I generally stay away from that kind of stuff. I think they'll probably figure it out on their own. Let's see. He'd share pictures of our animals and other things we took. Yeah, he did. That was part of what he did to just reset a little bit. Do you use Excel for budgeting? I use a program called YNAB. It stands for You Need a Budget. I am trying to talk quietly, but progressively gets louder. Do I seriously? I'm not a quiet speaker. Sorry. We have 5 TVs. Judy, you are compensating for our lack of TVs. So on average, we have 2.5 each. I remember those days. Those were the good old days. A budget? What's that? Yeah, actually, I had a budget for our last big thing that we did, and we just blew right through it and got home, and I was like, huh, maybe we should be adults again and not do that anymore. Okay, sorry, I'm reading through the chats here. We have to remember almost 7,000 of it is already considered spent, as she owes that much for her past rent. Yeah, that's true. That it's very, very helpful because it needs to be given, but it is actually going to be given away and not be there for her to be able to make other decisions with. You're a fan of YNAB here. You know, my favorite part of YNAB is their training videos because they are stinking hilarious. They are so funny. And, you know, money can be quite stressful, and trying to track your money and set goals and stuff for your money can be quite stressful. And their videos just make me laugh out loud. So just for that reason alone, I love YNAB. My husband and son take over the TV to watch sports. You guys, it's football season and I'm super excited. I really, really like football, and we have not been able to watch it for a little bit. We actually don't even watch it. We listen to it. It used to be the radio. Now we just listen on YouTube or wherever. And it is just, I love football. It's just a lot of fun. Are you saying YNAB? YNAB, it's an acronym, YNAB. It stands for You Need a Budget. Yay for football. You like football? I did not see that coming. You know, I've always kind of liked football, but I like it more now that I'm married because it's something that Scott and I do together. And it's just a lot of fun to be able to get excited over something. And then Scott will stick with it much longer than I do. And I tend to wander off and go do something else because they're having another timeout or whatever they're doing. But I do love the fun parts with Scott. Okay, back to what we're actually doing on this channel.
All right, we have Andrea. I've been calling her Andrea. It's Andrea, who's going to be connecting right now. It's a beautiful name. Give us just a minute. We'll have it up on the screen here. She's just switching over. I see her there. It's connecting. Do you have a thumbs up? Are you good on your side? Are you able to hear? Okay. All right. Give me just a second to go like this so we can bring her on. All right. Andrea, can you hear me? Are you there?
I can hear you. Can you hear me okay?
Beautiful. You look just like we saw you in court because you just got home from court. First of all, welcome. My name is Scott. I go by the Recovery Addict on YouTube, and you've been discovered by a community called LawTube.
Okay.
YouTube is a friendly, fun corner of YouTube where people are interested in the law, and we watch court cases. And through doing that, we discover just some amazing people. Sometimes we find prosecutors who are just incredibly talented. We find defendants who, are really funny. And sometimes we find judges who just have the heart of gold. And today we were watching Judge Cedric Simpson, who has a heart of gold. And he can be stern, can be strict. And he's also, he's gone viral internationally for some of his exchanges he's had with people in court. And we were watching that, and we saw Hailey. Issues started because her story broke our heart as we found the background from last week of what Hailey's gone through and why she was there in landlord-tenant court, up against, it wasn't like a slumlord. This was just an apartment that was trying to get their money, and they, have a contract and they have their rights. And here's Hailey, a young adult with virtually no support family-wise, that was in over her head. Can you tell us a little bit background, how you got involved, why you're involved, and just start from there?
Absolutely. So first of all, I want to share to all of your viewers a big thank you for any of the support. This is the first time, before I share the story, that in 2 years, this young lady has seen anything at all of, not even just the monetary, but obviously that's where we're at and what she needs. But this is the first time she's seen anything encouraging, hopeful, basically showing that she does deserve a fresh start like any of our children would when they're 18 and out. So to give some backstory as to how I even know her, she started, her and my son, who now I think you've all seen the video with him probably, they started dating about 5 years ago on and off. And some of my timelines might be off right now because there has been so much going on. But and I'm just slowing down because, like you said, I just drove from there to here.
Take a deep breath. It's fine. It's fine.
So, but really, I'm so worked up because it's all in her favor. And like, I feel like finally this is the chance that I've, as an advocate for her, have been hoping that she's had long ago before this got to this point today. And so I know her because she was dating my son. So before the tragedy happened that I'll share, I had just barely knew her. Like, she'd come over for family dinners, just like anyone who's dating your child. And then, so I didn't know a lot about the backstory of her family at that time. And I didn't know a lot about her at the time. And now I understand a lot more because she was very quiet then. And this is what I want people to know is since I've known her, and especially in the past couple of years, because it took a while for her to grow to trust me too, is that I've seen her blossom so much. And what you are all seeing is her kind of, every time this story is talked about, as much as this is helping her and people want to help her, it's also like bringing up all of that all over again. And then you're seeing her shut down quicker. So, people aren't seeing this version of Hailey that, even if she wasn't that version, this version of her that has just blossomed, which shows me like, just, how much we all need someone in our court. And so 2 years ago, May of 2022, at that time, I actually remember the phone call. She was not dating my son at that time. My son and I were at Target, and he was the first person she thought to call in real time when this happened. And my son pulled me aside. We were shopping, and he says, "Mom, I need to talk to you." He doesn't talk like that. And I'm like, what's the matter, son? And he like pulls me privately over in a clothing section. And he tells me, Hailey, her whole family just got murdered. And I'm like, what? I was in so much shock. I'm like, what do you mean? What are you talking about? And it didn't hit me for hours. Like, I couldn't process it. I was riding with him in the car, didn't know where she was at. At this time, I didn't know that she also didn't have other, she has family members, and it's tricky on how to talk about this, but there are some limited abilities, as to why no one else is currently helping.
The immediate picture.
Yeah. To illustrate the picture, I'm being polite in those regards to people. And so after that happened, at some point I was going through my own upsets in life, where we went to the funeral, and it told me everything I needed to know. So this was 2 years ago, when my son wasn't dating her. So everyone remembers, we still went to the funeral because you would, she's never done anyone wrong. She's a sweet girl. And I saw her. So there were 3 siblings that survived and 3 that passed along with her mother. And so when we went to the funeral, I saw Hailey and her 2 other siblings who are younger than her sitting in the front, and no one was sitting with them. And I thought, just in my head as a mom, I thought, oh my gosh, where is anyone, And I don't even think most people knew in the community that wanted to help, for example, at the vigil. Any little bit of news publicity that you guys all saw as outsiders 2 years ago, there's barely any mention of her and the 2 younger siblings that even survived, because the focus was on the quadruple homicide that happened, which I understand. But that's really why I think nothing came to be long ago. And when so my son and I sat with them in the front row, and I couldn't believe I'm not related. And that, again, should illustrate to people
just how little support, just how alone she was.
Yeah. And she was the oldest when this happened, but 18 and a senior. And so, just because she was legally 18, that's where they're really, we weren't having, to the extent that we are now, these murders like this with, so there's really, I'm not saying that there aren't helpful people in Michigan, but the way current policy is written and things, there's really nothing in place for someone in Hailey's situation to help, because she had a crime victim advocate and she helped the best she could. There just was nothing in place. And because I was going through, and still am, my own extreme financial things, otherwise I want people to know that too, because I don't want people to think I have a home that I could offer her and I'm not, or conversely that she is staying with me and they think she's better off than she is, because I'm without a home. And that's the only reason I'm mentioning that is she'd be staying with me if I had a home, but because I don't, I don't have that to offer her. And I've been really the only person there navigating this because I just can't give up on her. I mean, parts of it, I guess, are me projecting on her, like picturing myself as her and, you know, these things like, and I think that's what's lacking with a lot of people, the ability to see, you know, we all know how horrific this is, what's happened, but what's hard for people to know, and I know it's sensitive for me to even mention this, is that because she was 18 and that was her home, when that happened, her home became a crime scene. She was instantly without a home. Even I didn't think about that at that time 2 years ago. So I can understand why no one else is thinking about what really happens when this stuff happens in these tragedies, you know, and she's already was a quiet child at that time, you know, and she's not the type to talk about her problems anyway. And so I had no idea for 9 months that she was homeless and in her car and getting
Oh my
by.
gosh.
Well, in school, well, a senior.
Yeah, and it was like virtual because it was also during that COVID time,
Yeah.
you know, and all that. And also that's where I don't know the rest, but clearly the home wasn't stable and functioning properly beforehand because this was a domestic violence situation. And this is the result of that afterwards. But I want to paint that picture for people so they understand this isn't just about today, what people are seeing in these videos about her just not paying rent or anything. This goes all the way back to then where she was on the upside. I mean, if we could imagine any of our kids being in this position, you know, this is all I can keep thinking is I sure as heck hope someone would stand in if this happened to my child, you know, and could do something for them. And that's all I keep thinking in regards to her. And not that I don't care about the other two, I just only personally know her. So that's where.
And Andrea, what we saw today as we watched last week's court and this week's court, and we saw you standing by her literally last week on the Zoom in the same frame, and back in, you know, right behind her, sitting there in court until her case was called today. You've been a surrogate mom where she had none, and for most people who have never been to court, it is probably the worst day in your life. You know, you don't know the system, you don't know what's going on, you don't know what can happen or what you should do, and basically everyone who's able to help you costs money, and you don't have any. And
That's right.
It's a terrible situation. You were there not just supporting her, but supporting your son. I think you must have helped them both as they both prepared. You all three prepared statements, respectful statements for Judge Cedric. The last week, and it's just like we looked at you and we thought, this is amazing, you're incredible. We didn't know your story, didn't know that you were giving out of an empty bucket all that you could, and it just makes it all that more amazing to see you doing what we would want somebody to do for our kids if we weren't there.
Yeah. And Andrea, I don't know if you knew,
my
I'm
wife
here.
This is my wife's voice. She's not on camera, she's right next to me. This is Jen.
Good to meet you. I just want to say, from my point of view, that I've never heard about this situation until today. My impression of this situation is that Hailey is heroic, and that you are heroic, and that the strength that it takes to keep showing up in those so vitally important ways to meet the emotional and the love needs of each other is, you just cannot put a price on that. And I'm not mitigating the need of money. You need dollars. I get that. But I also think you have provided something of much greater worth by showing up there for her.
Yeah.
That means a lot, you guys, because that has been where it's been hard, because, you know, I know people meanwhile that I care about, that I talk to, and they say, but Andrea, you have to take care of yourself. And I'm like, I do understand that. Like, I'm aware of that, you know, but I'm like, but at the same time, this is different. This isn't just your normal, someone's going through a hard time and she's young. And I think this is so overwhelming for me, and I'm twice her age. And can barely, like, when people are like, hey, did you call here? Did you call here? Well, one, yes, we have. And two, it's a lot when you're in the thick of survival mode. And it, for the fact, and I'm so happy that the judge mentioned it today, like the fact that she's standing, because a lot of people don't see that and can think about that. The fact that she's woke up another day and is doing anything is something, because it really is unimaginable still, even though that is her reality in life. And so thank you guys, because today was something that she needed, and selfishly I'll tell you something I needed to see, because last week was the first one I had a bit of hope, and I didn't want to get her too excited or hopeful. I just had a good feeling when I was starting to see how he was talking. And then and I wasn't asking anyone. That's why I said it 3 times. It's not about asking someone to, like, for her to not be responsible for her share. It was more about setting the context so people knew how it got to this point, because she has been working and she's been trying to fix things in her car, and she has no furniture. It's just a lot when right from the gate, on that day in May 2022, nothing.
You're an adult,
Yeah.
you're alone, and you have no help. Yeah.
And no one to even loan you $100 if you need it just for a day. Sometimes that's all people need. And I've come to learn this too now with my own hardship. Sometimes it's not even a long-term amount or a long-term date that you need something. Sometimes it's just a day, and that can make or break and change the whole rest of the way bills fall out, and how things spiral out of control. So to know that there are people listening now, and she understands it too, just so now, since this all wrapped up today, the court, I just want to make sure everyone knows it was adjourned, and so it is not settled yet as far as that goes. Obviously this will change a lot of things when we go there for the better. But when we got in the car afterwards, and within moments of talking to someone, now I'm forgetting
Amber.
who.
Amber, she's one of our great moderators. Amazing,
And they
amazing
said
lady.
the look, even Hailey's sitting next to me in my car, and I was so excited for her. I said, "Oh my gosh, honey, you got," and her lips started trembling. She probably don't want me to share that, but she did give me permission to talk to you now that she understands this is with people being generous, and she's so grateful. And now that she sees this, wow, it's not just for the sensationalized part of it, because that's really off-putting when you're wow, everything about my life's out there, but nothing has helped her the past 2 years.
Yeah.
So to see something come of this finally through this, I saw her smile, and it was such a different look for a first time I've seen that, and I can't articulate that enough, that if any of you were in that seat I was, and see that in her, that was everything, and it was she needed it more than, like you said, more than even the monetary part, which we were so grateful for. It was to see that people believe she deserves that, and I needed her to believe that, because I've been telling her that for 2 years, but I feel like today's the first time she's seeing it through action, and also hearing Judge Simpson, and now you and others. That's the first time this girl's heard from anyone other than myself. I think so anyway, that that's a basic need of people, that if you were to go through a tragedy like this, you sure hope people would show up for you. And so thank you guys.
Well, Hailey was dealt a hand that most of us can't even imagine. And to see that she's been fighting for 2 years with, basically doing it on her own, just keeping her head up and plodding 1 foot after another. It's admirable. Yeah, she got upside down on rent. Okay. Things happen. Life happens. When we heard her story and saw what happened, this wasn't somebody who had, gambled away their college loan and now was upside down. Hey, she was dealt a bad hand and had basically nothing she could do about it, and nobody who could teach her otherwise. And when we saw that, we just thought that was amazing. Tell me, I know the GoFundMe was made about a week ago, right after court, I guess, right around the court date.
Yeah. So what did you want to know about that part?
What you created GoFundMe.
So I did this. So also to give everyone context, I know I'm articulate. I know in a normal, good headspace, I know she deserved this a couple years ago from me. I know I would have been able to do that. And I'm trying to not make it about me, but I want people to know I have beat myself up that I've been in so thick. It's the best I could do was the emotional support, and also trying to navigate the tasks and the admin stuff. And I have to let you know, everything so far has been all this work and then a denial, and so I mean, constant. And I'm what else do you need to see that this girl, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If she's not deserving of some temporary help, like, I don't know who is, and I've been part of that. So like, I can tell you, there's two things I want you to know before I forget, just to again illustrate, she is one heck of a hard worker. And one of the things that wasn't, I don't think what the picture was painted correctly to maybe any of you, and maybe you can correct me if I'm wrong,
please.
is I think it looks like, you know, maybe she just wasn't paying. I actually told her, and I don't want to say too much with it being over, but you know, now that we know we can fulfill that with the apartment, this wasn't her just doing that. I instructed her not to pay for one reason alone. Her car, which she was doing DoorDash, and honestly, I've now seen she's worked other jobs and things. DoorDash just bring in the short term. You know, I want everyone to know we want her to have a bright future. She hasn't been able to focus on that yet.
Yeah.
So in the short term,
one day at a time.
then DoorDash, that's right. And I just want to make it clear, it's not just about, you know, this temporary moment. I understand she'll need some financial guidance on how to best in, you know, do things. We will do that. But in the short term, she was doing DoorDash, which has proved, she's shown me, it's been the best way. But her car, it's been one thing after another with this car. But to show you her work ethic, what she sent me like a month ago was a video. Even I couldn't believe she did this. Her headlights, her running lights weren't working. And to make it work, to make money, this is before the first hurdle this year since she's lived there. She bought, if you know, those stick-on like night lights you can have in your house.
Yeah.
Like the cheap ones you can get from dollar store or anywhere that you just push, and they're like battery operated or Velcro or whatever. She had those, and I have a video of this, and I kid you not, she sent it to me and I was blown away. And she bought some and put 2 on her headlights. And she showed me in the video pushing the light, and it actually gives bright light. And that's what she's been using because their headlights still aren't working. And she's been doing that. And I want people to know that. So this is not a girl who's not willing to work. She's willing to work. In fact, she's doing what even I wouldn't have thought to do or done, you know, and
she's scrappy.
That's awesome.
I know, right? And I do want people to know that. And that's why I told her, and that's why she gave me permission to share her story, because I know she won't share all this stuff, you know? And this is why I'm smiling too, because I got thinking it might look like while I'm with her that I'm just like relishing in like this part of it. But the smile is coming from her finally seeing that people care.
Yeah.
And that's why I seem so eager to get this story out. It's not really a story I want to ever have to share.
Andrea,
happened to her.
Nobody's judging you, girl. We are so proud of you. We are so proud of Hailey. We love what you guys have done. I mean, I guess I can't speak for everybody else, but I'm going to speak for everybody else. You guys are doing amazing. We're so happy to have the awareness so that people can chip in what they can, because Hailey is amazing. I don't want to say it like that. Of course she's amazing. Yes, she is. Everybody's amazing. Hailey deserves to know how loved she is. And I hope that this is a way into that.
Here's what I see. Hailey has been through more in the last couple of years than most people go through in their lives, as far as just all at once, their world falling apart and having to still find a way to move forward. You can tell that she's fiercely, she's a fighter. Okay. And that she's going to go somewhere. Once we can help her out a little bit, the world is her oyster. She's going to do great things. And I mean, she's a beautiful young woman. She's got the world ahead of her. She has an incredible support in you. And thank you for doing that, because that's something nobody else could do. Nobody else saw that the way you saw that, and that you had literally no obligation whatsoever for your son's ex-girlfriend to step in there, and you did that. And I mean, that was just absolutely inspiring to see that. I've got a screenshot up on my screen here of you when you covered your mouth going, as you started hearing the people on YouTube wanted to help and wanted to support. And I'm not sure if you even did that. It's on the video.
I didn't know that. I haven't watched the video yet, so I didn't know. Thank you.
Thank you for doing that. Thanks for bringing this. It wouldn't have got here without you. It wouldn't have been what it is now. And all the right pieces fell in place. Cedric Simpson being just the right judge for this case. That he live streams it, so it opens that up to the world a little bit. I know that hurts when you've got a raw story, and being in front of the world on your worst day and crying is not what most people want to do. But most of us were crying with her and just saying, how do we help? And as soon as we saw, we we cyber stalked you a little bit. I mean, I went through.
They were a little
business
creepy.
address,
Let's
business
be
phones,
honest.
everything. We're trying old
understand. I
phone
would
numbers.
think so.
But Amber was able to finally reach out to you and make a connection. But we just wanted to verify that was the right thing. As soon as we saw that, we started sharing that as wide as we could, and to watch it grow. And just in chat watching, as people are saying right now, it's up to 13,834.
That's awesome.
And it's growing. You've got 237 people who have made donations, and hundreds more who just wanted to share it and spread the word a little further. I know people have been saying I've been contacting the news to say this is a story that people need to hear. This is a good story about the good people in the world, and you were one of those good people. And so you're probably going to keep getting phone calls from them if you haven't already. But we'd love to see this grow and really see Hailey and you, if we can, get some help in this moment. That you know, from people who are in a position where nobody's in a position that Elon Musk can walk in and fix all of your financial problems. But
he's not a sponsor.
A little bit there. Yeah.
But can I say, Andrea, I don't know how to say this without making it sound like I'm trying. Okay, I guess that's my point. We do not. Okay, hang on. I'm tripping over my own words here. Your needs are also super important here. And I mean, also, I'm not trying to take away from Hailey at all. Hailey's needs are intense and they're important, but I just want you to know we are inspired by you. You have created something really great here. We are inspired by Hailey because Hailey is working hard and Hailey is facing a hardship and she's pressing forward, but we are also inspired by you. And you need to know that you are also very loved.
Yeah.
I don't know how to take that, honestly. Thank you.
We've been getting messages like this throughout this. How can we help Andrea? Let's help Andrea. Can we help Andrea too? Andrea, sorry, I'm calling you Andrea. I told you I would.
Helping her will help me because I have not been able to stop thinking about this for this whole time because it has been without anything productive. All efforts up until now have been without anything productive.
Yeah.
And I also understand it's hard to some people. I should say this, stepping back. Some people maybe could have earlier on helped a little differently, understanding there's the trauma component and how she was responsive or not early on too. So I have to acknowledge that. But regardless, there was an inability I noticed of people to recognize that part of it, like to understand the why she might be, and it's about breaking through, and it took time, and it's like all of us, and we need to see that. And to hear you guys say that, I don't know how to respond to that because I'm trying to keep it focused on her, but it means a lot that you've even thought that. And
it can be focused on both. Hailey is very loved. You are very loved. You guys are doing something that's very hard.
Your story and her story has been inspired thousands and thousands of people just on our channel, and it's growing. The ripple effect in the pond. It's what you did stepping up has inspired people to be a little bit different in how they treat their neighbor. I mean, you can't measure the impact of what you've done, even though you've done it just with the intention of focusing on helping Hailey. It's made all of us better people for seeing your story and seeing what you're doing. So thank you for that. We would like to help you if we can, and maybe at later points, please stay in touch with us. Let us know how things are going. We'd love to be part of that. We'd love to hear the amazing things that Hailey is up to if she's willing to share. But if we don't hear from her anymore and she just soars and does what she wants to do, that's great as well.
And you know what? It's okay if you guys crash too. We're not saying, hey, here's this moment where everybody gathered together. Now from here on, it's going to be amazing. It's okay if it's not amazing for a little while. It's okay if you have crap days. You're on an upward trajectory.
Too, because that's tough too, to hold it together. And that's tough. Like, that's where I feel like that's the biggest thing you just said there. It's been really tough to like normal tasks, even for myself. That's why I articulated that to the judge that, that's the only reason I brought up that I'm at like a zero capacity right now, because I understand I'm almost no longer serving her in the best way, because I'm now getting angry at people for not like generous donors like on your channel, but like the system and the way things I'm seeing, and that I understand it's about policy change. And I'd love to say I'm more of the type that isn't in the streets fighting for what's right. And so like, I would love to be an instrument in creating policy change, but I'm not there yet either, because right now
Yeah.
I'm so in the thick that it's been just how do you get out, like, so you're not every morning thinking about this first thing, making sure she
Yeah.
has a place to sleep and doesn't risk losing that. It's just really hard to move forward with that when you're in the thick of that. And
Yeah.
so
You
this,
do not have to be amazing. I mean, you are amazing right now, but you don't have to do anything else. You're really succeeding right now. And if you stay in bed all day, you still succeeded. Okay. It's
well,
okay.
thank you.
Take a deep
Truthfully,
breath.
I'll be spending the time now. For those who wondered, my son's dad tragically died a little over a month ago, and tomorrow is his dad's celebration of life.
Mm.
And so I drove a ways from Ann Arbor, Michigan, which is where court was this morning, back to his grandmother's house, who is his father's mother. And she's been awesome. In fact, you know what? You want to hear about this neighborly stuff? I'll tell you.
Yeah.
I've been inspired by their family 20 plus years ago, because they've all been divorced, remarried, and can still, communicate. It's just refreshing to see people that are able to, but it's a reminder to me too, like even how she's like trying to help me to help Hailey,
Yeah.
and she has no attachment to me.
Yeah.
And it's
That's
just like,
wonderful.
wow. And but I want to focus on that. But I wanted this while everyone's wondering, to at least have, hopefully this will at least in the next 2 days, help give some update, because I am encouraged to, like, in any way that this can help Hailey, I want to be there to be able to, if I'm serving her well, like if there's ever a point where that's not serving her well, now that this has become something that's like, known to everyone,
Big. Yeah.
Yeah.
then I do see where there's a shift in her. She'll be willing to talk. In fact, she did say that today. I'm not sure how soon, but that's the first time she's ever even articulated that, because again, this gave her some hope for a moment,
Yeah.
It was like, it was so much more than what everyone saw about the court case. And on that note, I didn't want to go into all those details, and I don't, but I do want people to know I didn't even have the opportunity, nor did Hailey yet, to share. It wasn't just about the sympathy piece, which this was huge for people to know the context, but we actually had other reasons.
Yeah. There's
Yeah.
receipts. There's a story. There's like, hey, things
there's
went
an
wrong
actual,
here.
yeah, exactly. That like on the apartment end, and again, I'm nervous without having someone to share too much,
I understand.
but there was a backstory to that, which is why it was just tricky, and still is, to know how to navigate this without having talked to someone.
Yeah.
And so thank you guys and everyone. And like, really, I'm feeling like I'm not doing this justice right now, because my head's going like this right now.
The fact that you're smiling is wonderful. The fact that we hear that Hailey's smiling is wonderful. That's what we want.
Yeah.
Please, from all of us, we've got about 60,000 subscribers here, and so I'm not sure how many are going to see this by the end of the day, but I'm sure all of them are going to be sending messages through my channel, because they can't reach you directly. So if I can just pass that on, thank you for being you. Thanks for being an example. Thanks for helping Hailey when there was no obligation of any sort where you had to. Thanks for inspiring all of us. And tell Hailey she's got this. She's strong. There are people. The world is still good. She has every reason, up until this point, to not have faith in humanity. But the world is good. There are good people, and there are people even that don't know her that are cheering for her and praying for her, and are in her corner. So we're super excited and can't wait to hear the great things she does.
Thank you. If I may, I want to add one thing in about my son that I feel like is pretty special too.
Mhm.
He's understood this whole time, is that, because they've been on and off again at certain little points. And after this tragedy happened, I had a private conversation with him that even she didn't know at the time. But then I brought them in, and it was to the effect, I needed him to know, you're still my priority, and I love you, and I'm here with you. But I wanted him to know, with, like the judge said, just something that we can't even wrap our head around. With that happening to Hailey, I told him, but regardless of if you guys are together or not, and this was a conversation long, long ago, I said, I can't not be with her, because I love her, and that's what everyone needs. And I want you guys to know he was fully, never even for a moment did that not register and make sense to him. And I just want people to know that about him too, because neither one of them I feel like they've handled this with class. And and kept it on point to exactly where it is, and even though they're not together. But if people are, just in this, I think that helps people understand that part of it too.
Yeah.
It
And
is-
I think
It's amazing that they're able to do that. So many relationships end with people being enemies. And it sounds like in your family, an extended family, you've got a little group of people who are bucking the trend and showing us there's a different way that, if things don't work out, you don't have to hate each other, and you can still help out and just be a kind human being. You definitely are a great example of that.
And I love that, because it is doing more than just saying, we're going to get through this hard situation. It's saying, this is how we treat people. And he's going to carry that with him for the rest of his life. And it looks like he's got that example from both sides. And man, that's inspiring too. That is a great way to face life and relationships.
Thank you.
Andrea, I know you don't want to right now. If there's a point where you're ready to get some help, I know our community, it's not huge, but we'd like to do what we can. So please stay in touch with me. You've got my number now, and we'd love to hear from you. We'd love to keep we can't wait for the day in court where Judge Simpson gets to find out what happened today. So that's going to be fun. He's an amazing judge we really like, and we're glad that Hailey got him, because that's how we found you guys. So
can we just say how awesome it is that the prosecuting attorney is the one that brought up?
She had a handful of tissues. She was crying through this. It was
I didn't see any of this, so
she was, I mean, she's doing her job. She has to do her job, but man, who can help being on your side?
It's awesome. It's almost at 14,000. I hope it continues to go up over the night. We're trying to share it with a couple other YouTubers in the LawTube community. I what they call LawTube adjacent. I'm not a lawyer. We just like the law. We're going to share it with some other channels and see if they can help spread the message a little bit. But Andrea, please pass our best wishes on to Hailey, and we're excited to see her move on to great things.
Yeah. And I don't know if this is helpful. It might not be super appropriate, but this is just real. This moment is going to end, and you probably won't be in contact with a lot of the people who made such a big difference in this GoFundMe, which is fine. That's how life happens. But just know that you are truly cared for. And so even if you don't have this ongoing relationship with each of these people, they were there in that moment because you need it. There will be new people in the future who will also be there for you. You will be there for other people. You are obviously somebody who's giving and loving and connecting with others. It may get hard again in the coming days. This may still be hard. It may be like, hey, I thought it was all going to be better because we had this one moment. Maybe not, but it is going to get better. This will not be the end.
Thank you. Can I say one thing to everyone?
Please do.
Again, is because that means a lot that you said that, even if you get it, sometimes it's nice to hear that from someone. And so this, again, to anyone that has donated and helped with $1 or listening or just sharing and supporting this the financial part is lightening that burden for her, but also like each and every person that has, I can guarantee that is doing something for her and showing just that people care and that they love, that they care for someone they don't know and that they see it's everything she's needed to see. And I'm just not even doing it justice in the thank you, but really from the bottom of my heart, I want everyone to know I'm really, really grateful because I was starting to lose hope myself. Yeah. And that's a sad day because I've always been a hopeful person. And now you guys have just given her, just shown her like what it's really about. And that, we need to be there for one another, and that not everyone is just being an idiot and doing things to mess up. You know what I mean? And that sometimes just bad things happen to good people, and sometimes that's like more than ever when we need to turn towards one another and help our neighbor out, even if we don't know them that much, or be there more for someone else. Because really what it comes down to at the end of the day isn't how much we can talk and preach about how to be good. It's like, what are you doing when people aren't watching, right? And that's my message to everyone. So thank you to anyone that did this. No one told you had to. And this to me shows a lot more. This is about action steps and what we can do. And most importantly, what can you do in your home, like in your immediate circle? It's not about, everyone knowing everything and seeing what you do. It's like you demonstrate that, and that's what makes the world a better place. So,
Yep.
And Andrea, it's easy to say those words, but you've been living those words.
Absolutely.
Thank you for your example. I have two sort of funny, unrelated questions that the chat is saying I need to ask.
They really want to know.
There's on
I'm
the,
an open book at this point.
It's not invasive.
on the GoFundMe page, Hailey's picture. There's a cat there, and they need to know the cat's name.
Enzo.
Enzo. Okay,
And
Enzo the
he's
cat.
a comical cat.
The other one is there are some people who aren't able to give through or don't give through GoFundMe, but they would like to know if there's like an Amazon wish list or something. If we, getting started in a new place, is that something you might be able to update? I'm not sure if you can put it on GoFundMe or if you could share it with us if she has one. Getting started somewhere else, you'll need to outfit a new place. So.
Dude, it is expensive to start a new household.
Oh yeah, and she's never. She never had a start.
Right. No showers for this girl.
Yeah.
And
I mean, like, bridal showers or baby showers or something.
oh,
She
yeah,
hasn't
I
had
was
any
like,
of that.
"Oh, shower."
I know. You're like, well, I mean, it's not that bad.
Yes,
No, I
shower,
mean,
but,
like,
is that I had not ever thought about the Amazon wish list before, but if that's something people would like, because she does love Enzo to pieces, and I know it's not just about Enzo, but since you had mentioned that question in the Amazon wish list, I can create one, and I don't know if there's a way that then you can update that on your with your thing, or where I would put that, or if
I can share it with our community. Obviously, if there's a point where Hailey's to the point where she wants to talk and she's willing to come on, we'd love to have her be able to share it that way and tell her story personally. I would understand 100% if she says no way. I would say no if it was me. I have to be truthful. I have a hard time being that open.
Yeah, just because you've gone through something traumatic does not mean that you're suddenly excited about having the world involved in your details.
Mm-hmm. And that is important that you both share that, because I'm coming to learn that myself, and because I have just always been someone, my way of handling grief, hardship, anything is like I vent, I talk, and that's how I am in my personal life. And I've had to remember that in regards to this, because in anything really, because I'm coming to learn that most people don't operate, or many people don't operate that way. And where that, just because that's my way and I'm comfortable sharing this, doesn't mean her or anyone else going through anything. And that's been a tricky balance, to understand, because I know people need to know her story, but I also need to respect her wishes. I can tell you all this. Today was the first time she even gave me whatever it was, a head nod or whatever we were doing in the car, of like her willingness to open up more, because everyone has been so generous to her, Now, I can't yet today promise a timeline on that, because truthfully, I don't know if it's best if I guide her to wait till after next, whatever our court date was, the 11th, or not, or if that even matters. If it doesn't matter, yeah, so be it, But I hadn't stopped to think about that yet before I contacted you guys.
Yeah, that's
no
a lot.
worries, no
Lots
worries.
of
Don't
thoughts.
pressure her in any way. She's got enough to worry about. That's not something that needs to rank very high at all. People are saying, make sure if you do an Amazon wish list, it might be against GoFundMe's terms of service to put it in there. So be careful of that, and make sure your address, the shipping address, is private.
Yes, that's important.
It's nice to make friends, but it's another thing to have friends show up that you don't know.
Got that right.
So that's it. Andrea, thank you so much. Thanks for taking time out of your incredibly busy day helping people to join us and share this light, this little spark of light in the world. It's been an amazing day for us because of you. Thank you.
Very true.
It feels heartfelt with you guys, so thank you. Because if it felt just generic, it wouldn't have. It feels heartfelt from you, so thank you.
This little corner of YouTube is different. It's different than anything we've ever found on the internet. I've got a story about being out of work and finding this community and just being welcomed with open arms, and it's just amazing. You'd love it. I'm not sure if you're interested in true crime at all, but this
probably not, considering your life.
This community is wonderful. It's an incredible blessing. I've seen them help so many people over and over. So we're glad we could step in a little way this way.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are you going to the funeral tomorrow?
Oh yeah.
You are? Oh, that's huge too.
No, absolutely. my son's dad, on another note, was an amazing man, wonderful, great, kindest man ever. And so that goes without question. And my son understands. We talked about that today too. I was like, in taking this call, it was actually his grandmother that was so supportive in the idea of, no, take this call. This is what's good. That's how much.
Yeah.
And this has just been more recent, because didn't share much of this with them because they're going through on their end, because dad's not, we haven't been together for 20 years or so, 20, so I to be welcomed back into the family during this, but that's how great his dad was. So when you ask about that, yes, I will absolutely be there tomorrow. Not
That's
only
awesome.
for my son, but for his name is Nick, but for him, because he was a really good guy.
That's amazing.
Well, I was hoping to say we hit 15,000, but we're $411 short of 15,000 right now. But I think
close.
you're going to get there tonight. So
Of
you might
viewers?
$15,000 on your GoFundMe.
Are you serious?
Is that cool?
Gavin,
We're at 14,589. So it's
14,589.
but and there are 250 different people who have donated today.
Yep, lots and lots of people.
That just your story touched them, and Hailey's story, and they just wanted to say, the world is still good, and thank you for helping us see that. So.
You want to say hello? Can he say hello?
Yeah, Gavin.
Helping us.
Gavin, thank you, my friend. We're sorry we sort of pried our way into your personal life in the way that we do on YouTube, but your story and with your former girlfriend it touched our heart. We just wanted to help.
And we are truly sorry for your loss as well. That this is a very hard time for you, and we're sorry about that. All of it, man, it's just a lot.
Yeah, it's been a rough year for me and Hailey, really. But
the world is good, and there are brighter days ahead. And,
I think you guys might have bottomed out now. Here's the good news.
It's only up from here.
I think you're right. Oh man, there's some truth to that.
Well, we'll leave you. I know you've got your family time there. Thank you very much, Andrea, Gavin. Great to see you both.
All right. Our prayers are with you.
Yep.
Thank
you.
you.
Thanks, Andrea.
Bye.
Bye.
What an absolutely amazing woman.
She's amazing. My goodness. That just makes me happy to know that there are people out there who do that kind of stuff. It makes me want to be better.
That is incredible, and it's they're like $250 away from hitting 15,000. Let me just take a minute. I know she thanked you. Let me also thank everybody who's shared. We still have to make a donation, Mrs. RA, and I know have to make a donation. We will do that.
Sorry, guys, we are a little slow on the uptake here, but
I've been a little busy. But it's inspiring to see her, and then it's inspiring to see you. It's not just her that's amazing, but everyone who just said, even from just saying, hey, is there something we can help? I'm praying for you,
Yes.
That whole community, you put all those people together and see how much this family in this situation, and this, I would say blended family, but it's multiple families here that all are being lifted up by this. Thank you.
And what a time, man. They need some lifting right now. My goodness. And you guys all showed up for that. I am emotionally exhausted. I'm all worn out. I cannot imagine how they're doing. Did you eat all the ice cream?
No, I've been really good and splitting it up.
Did you know what you just said? Eat your feelings. That's what you need to do.
I do. They're delicious. They taste great. Thank you to this amazing community. It has been an incredible day. What a way to start the weekend.
Yes.
Knowing that people are good and there's hope out there, and there are people who we can help just in a little way, whether it's sharing a smile, whether it's sharing, some food, whether it's sharing just some hope, in some case, a couple dollars. Thank you so much. I see it at $14,799.
So close. I mean, it's great. Where it is right now is great, but also that's really close to 15.
That is really cool. I'm so excited because this is an open court case. It still has to go before the judge. There has to be a time when they show up in court and the judge says, all right, so this one's closed out. All right, we'll close it out. He's not just going to rubber stamp this one.
No. He'll probably be so grateful.
Young woman, step up to the microphone there, Hailey, and he's going to have some words to say, and some of those words will be to you, for the people that helped, and some of those words will be to her, and some of those words will be to Andrea. But I'm looking forward to that. So we'll have to.
Yeah, I think it's especially poignant because he does have a love-hate relationship with YouTube. So it's going to be for all the times that he's like, oh, I hate you people. It will be nice that he's like, and I love you too.
Yeah, I will put the link in the description of the video for sure. Obviously, the link only works for 30 days. But let's see if I can do that here. Edit.
I don't know what Missy Michelle says, what day was the court date? I'm not sure, but Scott covered it today. So if you go back to the earlier video today that Scott did, it's all on there. Because it was 2 times that they came like 2 weeks ago, and then they came again today. And so he did both of those on his video this afternoon.
Amber, can you type the short link again in chat? I think YouTube might give me problems if I put a full GoFundMe link in the description.
Yeah.
Once again, let me just say that.
I don't know if you guys can hear that, but these mics, if you move them just a little bit, there's this big twang that happens. It's like so loud in my ears. I think, what just happened? That can't be good.
Hang on.
What?
Amber, are you there?
Hello.
You cheat. No video.
I didn't realize you were in that same text link when I shared this link out. Welcome. Here, let's make this full screen so we can see both of each other. There we are.
You see me other than an avatar because I'm not turning my camera on.
What? Only cowards don't get on the camera.
Hey, I'm not. I have been crying my eyes out all day.
Oh, I know.
Sorry.
I know. My voice was all shaky talking to her. I'm like, oh, for crying out loud, don't be a wuss. But yeah, I'm a wuss. It's all fine.
I really want to say thank you to Scott for being willing to get this story out there. It's an incredible story, and one none of us can really fathom. So I've really got to say thank you, Scott, for doing this. Because otherwise this would not have happened.
Yeah.
Really and truly.
Hang on. Oh my goodness.
I agree, Amber. I think that absolutely Scott plays a vital role in. I mean, I imagine that any LawTube channel would be able to drum up a lot of support for this situation, but I think Scott has curated just the best of the best. You guys are the cream of the crop, and really you show up in these ways.
You guys are just lucky that I'm typing something. I can't respond because I'm thinking. Hold on.
And I need the chat to help me remember who it was. I think the name was Laura, but I can't remember the last name or the second part of the YouTube handle. But she's the one that drew our attention to this hearing today.
Yes.
For Hailey's case. So I really want to say thank you to that person, and I just don't remember the name. Right.
It was Laura. I remember Laura, but I don't remember which Laura it was. We have a couple just amazing lawyers.
We did it.
Over 15,000. You did it.
We haven't
done it yet.
We watched do it now. You did it.
That is amazing. Amber, thank you. I know you're helping behind the scenes. I know you know a few more facts about this than we're sharing publicly. And it's the story.
I couldn't believe it. She's living in her car. I mean, I don't want to make this sensational or whatever, but oh my gosh, that's terrible.
She was.
If I could get to Michigan,
she's not right now. But
have her car fixed tomorrow.
Yeah.
I just can't do anything from here.
Yeah.
Sticky headlights. Just crazy.
Yeah, which means, I mean, if your headlights are breaking, it means other parts of your car are breaking. And cars, they're wonderful, but they can be such a hassle when they start breaking.
Yeah. You need verdict music for reaching 15,000.
Yeah, we do.
What?
Dude, this is awesome. This is the best thing ever.
Can we play Matthias's song instead?
No, I like this song. You can play both.
Look how long it's been since I updated this. After just one day of you amazing people helping out somebody in need, the donations have exceeded the goal. We're at 15,083. Hailey, who's seen here with her cat Enzo, is about to get the surprise of her life when she finds out.
Yep. And you guys have just opened doors for a girl who saw nothing but closed doors. You changed lives today. That was awesome.
Thank you all so much. This has been the day I needed after this week. I'm not sure about you guys. It's just been a rough week.
This has been hard. It's been a bad week for us. Nothing like their week.
No.
But
yeah, my week, my bad day is like, oh, we're out of milk in the fridge. It doesn't really compare. But and it's still climbing another $300.
That's amazing. You
Thank
guys
all.
are amazing.
Yeah. I think this story is going to be picked up by the news. And
I hope so.
When it does, and they tell that story, a big part of that story will be about you and about how instantly, as soon as you heard, you started donating and started giving. There's a tragic story that happened years ago, and our heart hurts for Hailey, and we're here and cheering her on. But the story isn't just about Hailey or about Andrea. A lot of this story is about you. Thank you for being those people.
Yep. It's awesome being in a community that is generous and kind and thoughtful. It's awesome.
This is all the things that are right about the internet. There's so much that's wrong. But
breathe it in right before the elections.
All right, we're going to wrap it up on
not politics.
Yeah.
I know. I'm just saying we're balancing things out.
Did my wife do that? Oh man. All right. With that, thank you all very much. Tonight, when you go home, please hug the people you love, smile at someone to make their day just a little bit better, and please stay safe as we go live again. When is that, Amber?
Monday.
I don't know what we're doing, but it is Monday-ish.
Monday-ish.
Sarah Boone here in starting Florida.
October-ish.
The jury selection starts then. So, Amber, thank you very much.
Monday. It's just ish time.
Yeah, Monday-ish. And now we missed the post, but it's all good.
That's okay.
You guys have a good night. I think, is FNF happening tonight?
Yes, FNF is happening. Rob has already posted his tweet. He has his thumbnail already up. So FNF will be happening
Hang on,
tonight.
then let me build a portal.
I will
When's he starting?
I have forward at 8 o'clock, I think. 8 or 8:30, I forgot. I have also forwarded this story to a couple of his mods I'm close with, as well as sending him a direct message about the case. I've also got Brandy Churchwell in the live.
Awesome. Brandy, hello. Brandy's amazing. We love her. Brandy's going to be at the Sarah Boone
Yes, she will.
case, which is going to be awesome. Brandy, it's going to be who's who stars in the audience. It's like, yeah, there's Sarah Boone, but also Brandy's here. the camera's going to be like, oh, we've seen her on what, News Nation? We've seen her on all these TV shows.
So if you create a song about Sarah Boone, it has to include how she has pulled us all together. Look at her. She's a uniter.
Right.
We are super excited. We've been looking forward to next week for a long time. So hopefully the storm doesn't mess all that up. But
what storm?
It's going to rain like 1.5 feet in Florida next week.
Just like, is that coming
random
here?
Storm? No. Well,
Oh,
I hope not.
I hope not too. Our roof is
Our roof
is
is
a sieve.
still a sieve.
I'm so bugged because I was like, we can wait till Thursday, and then they didn't come till today. I was like, okay, we can wait till Friday. It's fine. And they're not coming today. I'm like, I don't know how long we can wait.
We've taken long enough. I think we have to play another song. The only song I have available to play right now is the one from Matthias.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do it.
Have you heard this one?
I don't know.
Okay. Amber, we're going to let you go. We're going to end it on Matthias's song, which for those that this is a wild one. Okay. Think Blink 182. Maybe, I don't know, a little bit of Green Day in there, maybe some Nickelback. I don't know. Mix all your bands together and have them sing the lyrics of the Maya appellate brief. And this is what you're going to get. Hold tight. We're going to end on this one. Matthias, thank you very much for this. Here we go.
Have a good weekend, y'all.
See ya.
Oh, that's not it. That's Big Dill.
Okay.
You guys can't hear this, can you? No sound. Hang on.
I couldn't hear it either, but I just figured it was my headphones.
I'm rocking out to this. It's amazing. It's amazing.
It's because we're on the other program.
Because I've got a mix minus going is what's happening.
It was amazing, guys.
It was so good up until that point. Hold on just 1 second. I'm going to... Okay, I'm just checking what I'm about to share with you guys to see if it's something I don't want. Present. Let's see. No, I can't even do that.
Somebody said
I can't play you the music.
Oh.
Because of StreamYard. Can I load it into StreamYard and tell it to play that way?
That's a good question. What is our grand total? Where are we on the GoFundMe?
Hang on 1 second. Stall for me. You need to hear this. I can't tease this and not.
I just want you guys to know that you just had my experience. I don't know how it works, but a lot of the different sounds do not come to my headphones. They only go to Scott's headphones. So sometimes when you guys call or when a court case goes or something, I cannot hear it. So I just have to sit here in silence and I don't know, ponder upon whatever, because I can't hear anything. So I was just sitting there waiting because that's what I do. And it's hilarious to see everybody else being like, it's not very much fun when you can't hear anything. That's so true. That's my experience. It's not as fun.
Okay, hang on. We're getting here. Let's see if I can download this. I think I can upload the song as an outro video. Oh, an error has occurred.
Andrea F, who may be our Andrea, I don't know, says it's 15,526.
Add music. Drag music over. I'm now adding music.
The goal was met before we made it home from court. We can't thank you all enough. Who is we?
Who says that?
Oh, it just went off screen. I don't know. We extended the goal to hopefully set Hailey up to get on her feet. Oh, I'm sorry. It's so far away. Can you read that?
Bail Jumper Teresa Super says that goal was met before we made it home from court. We can't thank you all enough. We extended the goal to hopefully set Hailey up to get on her feet without worrying about where next month's rent was coming from.
Seriously, you've just got to have a little bit of squish.
Okay, I've got it set up. I've loaded the song. Now we can have an outro again. We're at 15,500 plus. That's awesome. Here we go.
I hear it.
The presumption of correctness, and the hospital bears the burden to show reversible error. The pre-trial and post-trial orders show the trial court's careful and thorough analysis of the applicable law and its application to the issues after dismissing with prejudice or granting summary judgment in the hospital's favor as to 21 claims in several instances based on Chapter 39 immunity. The court conducted a fair and balanced trial on the remaining claims. The hospital maintained throughout that it did nothing wrong. The Kowalskis were not injured, at least not badly. It was only following DCF orders, and the jury in the trial court simply did not understand its case. The hospital now doubles down on these contentions, showing it still does not get how atrocious its conduct was. It seeks to eliminate factual issues the jury decided against it, such as whether it engaged in extreme and outrageous conduct, or whether it was deceptive in its billings, contrary to how appellate courts view facts. After a verdict, the hospital either construes disputed facts in its favor, or simply proclaims there was no evidence. None of these assertions is correct. The hospital's arguments should be rejected, and a final judgment affirmed.
There we go. That is the...
That was awesome.
That is just amazing song. Thank you very much.
That was awesome.
All right, that's from Matthias. You guys have a good night. We will see you. We're going to portal everyone. It's just going to keep going, apparently. We'll pause. We're going to portal you guys over to FNF. I'm not sure when it starts, but when it does, please be there. Rob's amazing. Can't wait to see what they're going to talk about tonight. You guys have a wonderful weekend. Mrs. Ari?
Absolutely. Let's have a wonderful weekend. You guys have just started it with such an amazing kick of hope and encouragement in the human race. You're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you all. Have a good night. We'll see you guys.